Be calling you a radical. I'm just coming from my blood works here. I was given 2 months to live in that room right there. Getting on 10 years ago. The exact identical disease that killed one of the dirtiest, rottenest, filthiest scumbags in the face of humanity. Maybe the. Donna Rumsfeld died of multiple myeloma. So I have multiple myeloma. This is important for you people that are fighting multiple myeloma, AML, leukemia, de novo, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which are basically all the same disease. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, AML, leukemia, multiple myeloma, they're just different variants of the same disease. Now, I had tumors that lined up in my right lower mesentery, wrapped around my lower bowel. That's the pain. And so, a lot of misdiagnosis, a lot of things. People don't realize that these multiple myelomas can be presenting a tumor. It's called AML leukemia de novo. Now, if the marker's over 23, they won't even treat you. My marker was 44. I'm in a 10-year treatment program. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid while I was under treatment after I forked over $1 million with Tesla stock. Vincent Hansen, who I know since I was a kid, saved my life. That's my point, these mass murdering, evil, dirtbag motherfuckers. They don't realize how fragile life is. And, you know, yesterday I hypothesized, I'm like, well, he's living in Taos, New Mexico. Had to be cancer. Yep. Place is radioactive. What do you think, Los Alamos down there? Nothing? Trinity? Fairman, who I still say is Jeff Bezos' fucking real father, grandfather, Geis, dirtbag. Hope you don't get cancer, you fucking creeps. I want to say this to Damian Lillard, who I know, who's going to the Olympics. I think you're above it. The owner of the Trailblazers died of this. It's $60 billion. You know how much money Rumsfeld had rat holed away in secret accounts? Billions. Did it save him? Oh no. He was a big walker, you know. Remember he used to use things. Remember when he went on 60 Minutes, was crying about his son who had nothing to do with committing suicide? He's a mass murderer. You know, I've been calling it the last couple of years of the year of karma. So, people that are fighting this disease, it's a long fight. I'm in a 10-year program. I was too sick for a transplant. I spent 5 years off and on in the bone marrow transplant center at the top of LDS, East 8. That's a 1% survival bracelet. My survival rate is actually if this fight of mine, fighting back the righteous fight, doesn't show you how you survive cancer, I don't know what does. Donna Rumsfeld was one of these guys who's sure going to live to be 100, you know. 88. 6 snaggletooth fucking creep Cheney still alive. So is Henry fucking dirtbag Kissinger. But they're all going to end up in the same place called hell. It's a very spiritual fight. Very hardcore fight. Talk about an irony. This is important. Listen to me. Real important. I'm a bleeder. From all the heavy chemo. I was too sick for a transplant. Sent me home to die. I walked the whole coast of California while I was dying. I didn't die. Fight is a life. It's a long battle. It's a long, lonely battle. Again, Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid, tried to murder me while I was under treatment. The chemo wore up my valve. I had open heart surgery a couple years ago. Right here. Financially annihilated me. They wore my gallbladder. Emergency gallbladder surgery. Oof. I'm losing teeth now from it, but my doctor just said, Kevin, I'm sure, well, it's like chemo is seeing a number on your teeth and everything else, but without that chemo, you'd been dead. So, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, I was a big peace activist. My father was murdered in the Nevada test site. The Marines. Somebody says, there were no special forces Marines. You want to fucking bet? Air Blast 1, Water Blast 2. Oh, yes, there were. They nuked them to death. So, I was protesting that war harder than anyone. That's why I got the scar across my face. Sucker punch with brass knuckles. I had a bumper sticker on my car. In the early days, it said, Bush, Rumsfeld, Cheney lied. Soldiers died. Dick Cheney is in the annals of history with Adolf Hitler, with Joseph Stalin, with Genghis Khan, with, you name it. He's the top of the heap. He's the most mass murdering, evil liar. It was all based on lies. Nobody from Afghanistan ever hurt anybody from the United States. Ever, not once. Nobody from Iraq ever hurt anybody in the United States, including Saddam Hussein. They were Saudis. They were imperialist Saudis. So, when they decided to invade, I got wind that they were going to stage them at the Polygon, the old Russian test site. I'm like, that's the most radioactive place on Earth. They will kill every single one of those guys. Every single U.S. military. Dick Cheney made a statement. Excuse me, his twin, Donald Scumbag Rumsfeld, made a statement. Well, we never drafted anyone. We never held a gun to anyone's head and made them go to this war. This is a total volunteer. They volunteered to go into a radioactive place. So I was protesting. I protested in D.C. at the Peace Vigil right there at the White House. I was heavily involved. These so-called gung-ho motherfuckers that joined would spit on me. Now they're coming home and they're all over the media right now. We don't know why we're dying of cancer. We don't know we have cancer. We don't know why our you're going to have cancer, your kids are going to have cancer, your kids' kids are going to have cancer. They stage you in the most radioactive place. And Donald Rumsfeld was asked about it, point blank. He knew, yeah, well, that's just the price of war. Sounds just like Kissinger, his fucking pseudo de facto father. The trilogy. Rumsfeld, Cheney, Kissinger. When they're all three dead, we'll hope to have a giant fucking parade. They can reunite in fucking hell with Hitler and Stalin and the whole fucking crew of the mass murder imperialist. Hirohito. That's one I don't talk about. I compare Rumsfeld a lot to Hirohito. You know what a murdering, killing piece of shit? Why did the United States try him for war crimes? Why wouldn't he put it to hate? Oh, he lived in Manhattan for fucking all those years. He was only 24 years old when he was the imperialist murderer. That brings me to Japan. The Olympics. No running, no jumping, no clapping, no drinking. But bring your babies. Any Olympic athlete that brings a child there and nurses that child should be arrested and have that child taken away for child abuse. It's a death sentence on your kid. The place is radioactive. The place is radioactive. The place is radioactive. Dick Cheney died of the exact same disease I have. Wow. You're talking maybe could be. Hirohito? Hitler? You know what they did in Italy to Mussolini? Oh, he's way past Mussolini. What's that mass murderer in Cambodia they tried when he was 90? That's Dick Cheney. That's Donald Rumsfeld. They're one and the same. Died of multiple myelomas. I call it. I've called it for years. The great equalizer. I think the karma's incredible. You know how many people died? Including Beau Biden. Of course, Joe Biden don't give a fuck. Kamala Harris' mom died, liver mortality. They don't give a fuck. How about Mike Lee's dad? Well, I just found out my dad's a down. He don't give a fuck. He kicked me off Medicaid, tried to murder me. That's attempted murder. While I was in critical condition. For no reason. I was at Ogden Regional Medical Center just bleeding profusely. A guy named Michael Hawkins represented himself as a doctor, and he wasn't a doctor. He was a chiropractor from western Montana. I ran the test. There's nothing wrong with you. Go see your dentist, he said, the lying fucker. He never read no test. That's attempted murder. You can't sue him in Utah. They protect the killers. Military industrialized war pigs gone amok. Go see your dentist. I clapped the next day. Emergency. The only reason I even got in, I got up here and the emergency room doctor, he says, Dr. Blanche. I says, God, you were the best professor I ever had. I was an economics, finance professor. Cheney fucking looted the country. #1 school business in the United States. I was your doctor, yeah. He got me right in. The doctor who did the surgery on me, I coached when I was young. I used to coach against him. I just hope I was nice to you when you were a boy. Did you better hope I'm going to hold your heart in my hand for 6 hours. He made me sweat it out after. He says, yeah, you were very nice to me. You always showed me everybody with so much respect. By the way, congratulations to Chris Paul. Because I hate the Jazz, what they done. The disrespect to Bobby Sloan's when I come up on him, died of cancer. Energy Solutions. Nuclear waste all over our place. The Jazz passed on Chris Paul for Darren Williams. Fuck the Jazz. The great equalizer. Dick Cheney, the greatest murderer, Donald Rumsfeld, the greatest murderer who ever walked the face of the earth. For you young people that don't believe this, I want you to look up what the debt was in 9/11, Stairway to Heaven. The 9/11 terrorists were Saudis. They were imperialists who were cousins with the English royal family, which they're all German. You know, they're all imperialists. Iraqi there, and went out to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban, went out to Iraq to get a big old sack, went out to Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. How nice is Plain Vanilla Isis? The great equalizer, Fukushima, the Polygon. You know how many of those Marines and Army personnel are coming home and dying so young of cancer? That's if they don't commit suicide. Take no prisoners. That's what Rumsfeld said. It was all a lie. It looted the country. There was no debt. The country was happy in the 90s. We were down. Hillfield right there that has the F-35s, they were going to close it. They were going to get rid of it. I'm like, yeah, yes, close the motherfucker. The military budget was down to hardly nothing. We didn't need it. The wars were a thing of the past. 9/11, the fucking gift that just keeps on giving. They were Saudis. Rumsfeld knew all this. Rumsfeld knew he put his own troops at the Polygon, and he gave millions of people cancer, including Beau Biden. Sprayed depleted uranium all over. Carpet bombed with depleted uranium in Iraq and Afghanistan. Let's boycott the 1980 Olympics because of the invasion of Afghanistan by the back USSR. We're still there. The greatest lie in human history. Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. No, he didn't. Fucking, the terrorists were Saudis. Rumsfeld knew all this. Karma killed him. Karma's gonna kill them all. Not only that, life is more than art. The hereafter, Albert Einstein. He's not dead. He just took the next place. Whoa. Donald Rumsfeld in the annals of time and history. Here he is, though. Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Genghis Khan, all rolled in one. The greatest mass murderer fucking creep that ever walked the face of the earth has died from multiple myeloma. This came from my blood works. Fight is the life. The truth fucking matters. You want to survive? All you people that are fighting AML, leukemia, de novo, whatever, again, my marker was 44. It's untreatable. It's unsurvivable. Without a transplant. I went into that unit, the acute unit, there's 44, so I'm the only one alive. How do you survive? The fucking truth. The fucking truth. The fucking fight back against the fuckers that fucking gave it to you and tried to kill you. How about that roundup settlement? Karma has killed another one. All those fucking troops that are fighting for your lives came home from Afghanistan. I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm not going to play you like you played me, the peace activist. You spit on me. No. I support you. You just never supported me. I take the high road. You take the low. We'll see where we meet in the end. Stay tuned.